DevOps Without the Oh moment with Shala Werner. Hey, wait a minute. I know Shala. We all know Shala. What is going on here? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to vBrownBag. Tonight, we have we're taking a little bit of a different turn here, a little swervy swerve. Shala said she wanted to talk about something that she wants to talk about. And we were like, yes, please. Yes, ma'am. Let's do this thing. So before we get started, hey, everybody. My name is Chris Williams, dev advocate over at HashiCorp. Hi. Nice to meet any new folks in the audience. Damian, we always do the presenter last, so it's weird because normally I would say, Damian, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I am Damian Carlson. I am the only Damian Carlson in this meeting, which makes me automatically the best one. I do tech marketing and community management at a company called Platform 9. And I'm
It's a grandiose statement for what we do.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm having a pretty good day. I've been super busy at work, but we're actually chatting a little bit before the show about some of the AI tools that we use, and it's really, really handy to just. So, for example, got a new VP, and he was like, "I want you to write the description for the job that you're doing, and also a description for someone that could be a peer of yours, whether they're a director or a contractor or whatever, a job description." So I wrote down this stream of consciousness stuff about what I do. I threw it in Gemini, and I was like, help me create a job description. And it popped one out, and it was pretty on the nose. And I was like, wow, that sounds way better than
what you were
my
going to write?
Stream of consciousness stuff. Yes. So, it's really handy. I've really been enjoying the help with the wordsmithing, because that's the part that trips me up the most. But yeah, anyways, this is not a commercial for AI.
Yes, it is.
Isn't it? Everything is. Everything is currently a commercial for AI, our entire world. Anyway, so now I'm going to make this super awkward. So, Shala, welcome to the show. Welcome to vBrownBag. Lovely to have you on. Tell us more about yourself. Who are you, and what brings you to the show?
Wait, I was gonna say I'm gonna make it awkward and be like, "So, Chris, how are you?" Because we don't talk to Chris. I go last. I'm the presenter.
Yeah, this is like we have our rhythms, and we have our things that we do, our patois, and it is all gone kerfuffled because you decided that you wanted to present. Darn it!
Hey, y'all let me.
Is that a new AT-AT? Is that new, or has that been there?
What's happening?
Your background, your AT-AT, the Star Wars AT-AT.
Oh, the AT-AT? No, he's been there. He's over there now. Yeah, so people don't freak out. The house is not tilting. I still have not done fix what's actually going on behind me. So
I did not realize you had a fake screen up. Never mind. I thought that was like the real. Never mind. Okay, now that you've moved, I see that. Okay, see, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm an awful organizer,
Chris.
Okay. So we were having a conversation the other evening, and Shala, you said that you've been away from the show for a minute because you've been heads down with every single Sev 1 on the planet. And that has caused you to think up this talk, DevOps Without the Oh shit moments. And I'll beep that.
Yeah, whatever you want to put in that blank. There's several words.
I will beep that out. You know what I should have done? I should have set up the soundboard so that we had beeps so that we could just actually live censor ourselves. Oh, well.
So my mother-in-law doesn't swear.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, no, she's not watching this. Although, April, if you do, hi, you're awesome. She doesn't swear, so she would say it was an "oh corny dog" moment.
Oh,
seriously.
That is adorable.
She's like, "Oh, corny dog," and I'm like, "Okay."
My sister says, "Oh, spit." That's
spit.
Oh, spit. She's
right
adorable. So clearly, you have been accruing some battle scars as you've been gone from the show for a hot second. So I'm assuming that this talk is the culmination of said battle scars.
Yep, it'll be you'll literally pick up on that theme within like the second slide. Like ASAP.
Amazing. Cool. And I am actually going to be physically seeing you at HashiConf this year, which I'm very excited about.
My first one, and I'll be giving this presentation at HashiConf. So definitely give me feedback. Let me know what y'all think. Anyone who knows me, I'm really great about constructive criticism. So do not hesitate to be like, oh, it sucked or whatever. But if you're going to do that, let me know how it sucked. And if you have ideas to make it better. And I'll listen.
Which is absolutely fair. Just as an aside, because I know the internal mechanisms of how HashiConf works, you have been doing content checkpoints, right?
What?
Okay, we'll talk more about that right after this show is finished.
There's your answer.
Cool. Great. Let me. All right, we shall revisit that later.
Yeah.
Okay,
somebody
so
somewhere is cursing Shala because they don't have her deck yet.
Oh. They did. Anyways, we'll talk later.
we'll talk later. So why don't we go ahead and get into it? Let me remove this from the stage and add this to the stage. There you go. That's what you wanted up, right?
Yeah. So for anyone that would like to follow me, scan the QR code. It'll take you to a page that lists out all my socials, so you can find me across all the different social media checkpoints. And find me online.
All right. So did you want to get into the talk, or was that it? Was that the talk?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.
Just call Shala. The end. That's it.
There you go.
No wonder you haven't.
I was gonna say, I think we've chatted about the whole like what I've been into, what's going on with me. So yeah, we could like dive in. Work was working, life was lifing. I ghosted y'all for months and then reappeared. So mental health break, man.
Yeah, I mean we've been doing this show for so long, and we've rotated in and out co-hosts for a long period of time. So we all need breaks at one point or another. So everybody needs to go out and touch grass, and I encourage anybody to do that.
All right, so cool. Let's get going. All right, so DevOps without the oh moment, because breaking production is not a rite of passage. Like before we even get going, I really want to call that out. Breaking production is not a rite of passage. It's a risk. It's all fun and games, funny memes, glorified hero moments, and all that kind of stuff until someone gets fired. Or you cost your company hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions. Then it's no longer fun. It becomes really serious. And speaking of battle scars, fear. So that was a real fear of mine when I found myself working as a brand new DevOps engineer. This was 3 years ago now. But the fear of me taking down prod crippled me to the point where I didn't want to touch anything in the cloud infrastructure because I was afraid I was going to break it, and I was going to break it in like a major crazy way, because I never did think about working as a DevOps engineer. I never trained for it. It wasn't my idea. But when the position got offered to me to serve that role, y'all know me, I jumped at it and I said, hey, let's go for it. And I don't know if anyone else out there has ever felt that way, where I just did not, I did not want to be the person who took down prod. I did not want to be seen as incompetent, and I did not want to be seen as dumb. No one else felt that way, just me. No one's in the chat. You can put a 1 in the chat.
I'll put a 2,000 in the chat. I mean, I think nobody wants to be that person. We tell stories to glorify the diving catch saves, but as a person that's been in here for a long time, whenever I hear about the diving catch saves, when the youngsters say with pride, like, "Oh man, I worked all this time and I was like," then that means that there was a massive lack of communication and a massive risk that you didn't like. Don't be proud of that.
Yeah.
Be proud of this, the 365 days of uptime or whatever. But
yeah. Yes, I have broken prod. I have spent holiday weekends on call. I have been woken up at 4 a.m. by a help desk that was like, "We emailed you and you didn't respond. We wanted to let you know the exchange was down." Right? And so, and when you're like falling asleep at your keyboard, like, "Oh crap, I hope I don't like fall asleep and hold the delete button down," So yes, I've done all those things, right? As I'm sure everyone else has who's been in the industry for any period of time. And she's right. They're great stories, but it sucks to live through it. It's always great after the fact. Yes.
That part. For anyone
for trauma bonding.
Yes.
Like for anyone who hasn't seen my story, where again, one of my roles where I just jumped into it, not knowing the role as a network engineer years ago. I took down the whole downtown area network. So that's like several buildings of people, including the one that I worked in. That was, I think it was like 74 floors of people just in my building, let alone the others surrounding. Took it all down.
Yeah, that was downtown Houston, right? It wasn't like downtown BFE, Kansas. Like,
no. Downtown Houston, so it was like hundreds of thousands of people. Just like people had to go home early. I was just like, dang, I've been working in this job for 3 weeks and just lost it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. But they just were like, fix it. And I got through it. So yeah, it's fun to talk about it after the fact, but it's not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you it's okay to feel fear. And it's also okay to feel like the dumbest person in the room. And that is actually a good thing to be the dumbest person in the room. Me personally, if I'm in the room where I feel like the smartest person, I will get bored and actually leave that room, because what is there left for me to learn if I'm the smartest person there? Like, who's there to challenge me? And what I've learned in my experience is that in the right environment, it will help me multiply my growth, both personally and professionally, so quickly. When I'm surrounded by people who are smarter than me, make me feel a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit left behind, as in I'm just like, yo, y'all are talking over my head. I feel dumb. It puts a fire like in my belly to close that skill gap. And so I skill up really quickly. And the other thing too is when I'm in that kind of like tension or whatever, that's when I do my best work. Because what helps me is when I go after the roles or the jobs that scare the crap out of me and don't flatter me. It pushes me to be better. So at this point, I've been working in the tech industry for a good 17 years. And that's been a number of me like going from one baptism by fire to another baptism by fire. So always just putting myself in dumpster fires in uncomfortable situations. I don't know why I'm like this, but I am. And what I do know, I don't. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
It's because I know you.
And so, like I said, I put myself in dumpster fires. I don't know why, but what I do know is that fear, like when I'm scared out of my mind, because I'm just like, oh crap, like what did I do? Why did I say yes to this? Fear has never failed to make me better. And by the way, I'm Shala. You may know me as Gifted Lane across all the different social media platforms. And today I want to tell you how I turn my fear into a superpower. And we're going to talk about DevOps today and how you can break things safely. Emphasis on safety. Yeah, fear is an amazing motivator. Losing my job and not making money, motivator. Mm-hmm. The pit in my stomach, not eating, not sleeping well, dreading waking up, going to work is a great motivator. It makes me get smarter so I don't feel those things. It's a terrible time. Like my networking entry point, that was both the worst time and the best time of my life at the same time, all in one. It's terrible, but great at the same time. And I also want to say that this actually comes from Muhammad Ali and a book he wrote, where it's just always resonated with me. And I like literally keep it on a board. Some point, maybe I'll even get something similar tattooed on me. Who knows? But we can't be brave without fear. Like if you just really think about that, if you're not scared, how can you be brave? Mm-hmm. You can't have courage if you're not fearing something. And so fear doesn't have to be your enemy, but it can actually be your superpower. And that is what I want to share with you today, is how I use fear to turn it into my greatest advantage. And the way I turn it into a great advantage is I'm really great at thinking through all the risks. So I use that fear. And when I take on a new project and stuff like that, I take that fear, think of all the crazy crap that could possibly go wrong, how I can mess up. And then I look at that list and I go, okay, how can I mitigate them? Like if one of these were to happen, I go through each one and I say, okay, fine. How could I address it in the event that it does happen? And that's how I end up coming out with win after win after win. I'm a great doomsday strategist, basically. It comes in handy. And this is exactly how I came up with this thing that I'm calling Terraproof. It makes me feel warm and safe. And I want to go through and talk about what Terraproof is not and what it is. First up, Terraproof, I like to think of it as DevOps sandbox strategizing. And it helps you break things safely with Terraform, so you can actually learn without the panic. So it's using Terraform in a new creative way. At least I found it to be creative to myself, because most times when I show people my little repo or whatever, they're just like, I didn't think to use Terraform that way. And I was like, I didn't either until I was scared out of my mind. And I needed to find a way to safely break stuff away from production. And I was just like, well, what if I do this? So let's get into what Terraproof is not. It's not a Terraform course. Y'all know me. I don't see myself as a teacher. Hey, what's up? Y'all know me. I'm a streamer, so I'm going to talk to the chat. I see you're from Germany. How's it going? Thanks for joining.
Yes, it's very late.
Penguin.
That's what I'm saying. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.
I always forget to say that. Good on you, Shala. You're so good at that.
Okay, so again, it's not a Terraform course. Y'all know me. I don't think of myself as a teacher. There's people way smarter than me. I just like sharing my journey. And if you happen to learn from it, great. If you find it, see 1:30 in the morning. Good for you. Thanks for joining. Like, we really appreciate that.
Yeah. Yes. Hopefully you're having a good time enjoying this and not having an oh crap moment and just also listening to YouTube at the same time while you're trying to fix production.
They're actually here because I'm currently having one right now. So let me listen in. Maybe I can mitigate this.
Help me. Like for real. But yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't see myself as a teacher. I feel like I'm more like a cloud advocate and an edutainer, where I just share my stories. And if it's helpful, if it even just helps one person, which maybe just myself, cool. It's also not a production framework. It's not for skipping planning, and it's not magic, because you can still screw up something, just not in production if you're doing it correctly. So what it is, I like to think of it as a DevOps mindset, a safe sandbox strategy. More so, most importantly, I think of it as a philosophy born from fear. Y'all get the theme? A Terraform first playground, and a personal success tool, as in I eat my own dog food. Not me dating myself, because I don't know who says that anymore, but yeah, I use
I
my
think
own
it's
stuff that I make.
sipping our own champagne now.
What? Like
Yeah.
you make your champagne and then that's fancy.
Is that the new
Yeah.
phrase now? Sipping our own champagne?
I don't know if it's new, but it's the less doesn't give like bad vibes like whatever you're producing is dog food, right? Like it's I don't know. Don't ask
That's
me.
true. That's funny. Okay, so let's kind of walk through the steps a little bit, and then we'll get into a demo. So the first step or first phase is working in an isolated AWS account. Usually, this is where I'm doing the dishes. That's awesome. I'm glad we can keep you company while you do the dishes. Me personally, I hate doing dishes. So good on you. But what I like to do is, a lot of times companies I work for, they give us like various cloud accounts that we could go blow stuff up in. Or I have my personal ones that I create that I could go blow stuff in. So that's like your step one. Like, get far away from your client stuff. Don't go blow their stuff up. And then two, you want to actually start experimenting. That's when you start building, breaking, and iterating. So you start building stuff, failing fast, and get quicker to the win. That's when you start testing out your ideas, building proof of concepts, and figure out, when that client comes to you for whatever crazy thing that they want you to build. Because what I was finding myself in the position of all the time was a client coming and saying, hey, we want to do this in AWS using this service. And I'm just like, dude, I didn't even know that was a service in AWS, let alone what it could do. Like, I don't know if it could do that. And so I'm just like, hey, give me the day. I'll go figure it out. And this method helped me do that. And then after that, what's really golden is snapshot and document. Once I get the thing working, after battling with it for hours and it's working, I've tested it over and over, and I'm like, yo, it works. And not just it works on my machine, but it works everywhere it needs to work. I push that out to the repo with really awesome README files, because what I hate doing is figuring out something and then having to go figure it out again when the same thing comes up later. I hate that. And I also love being able, when someone comes to me and they're just like, I need to do XYZ thing. And I'm like, oh, I've done that before. I can point them to something and be like, yo, here you go. And they're able to go do what they need to do. And now my absolute favorite, because I'm chaotic, is destroy. I love being able to do Terraform destroy, and all the playing around I've done, I could just blow it away when I'm done. And then I can also quickly load it back up. So again, if you're finding anything interesting, you want to learn more, you want to keep in touch, because I'm doing my comeback. So my YouTube channel will start getting will start getting videos again, especially with this process that I'm walking through. Scan the QR code. You can find me. If you have questions, the best way to reach me these days are no longer what was Twitter, RIP. It's LinkedIn. Message me on there. Let's see. I use web browser profiles to help keep from. Absolutely. Like, people, when I do like a working session at work, I'm responding to Daniel. They come onto my work computer and just like, why are your browser like different colors and stuff? You see this red one? That's production. That means be very careful, whatever the hell I'm doing in there.
Yep.
It's red. And then I have purple for a sandbox, blue for like QA or dev. So absolutely, good job. I 1000% support that. So yeah, scan this QR code if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I'll show you how to do it. Because
and also,
I'll be
you can
releasing
sell
content.
soap and be Shala's downline for her multi-level marketing thing. Totally kidding.
It's making me think of Fight Club.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, yes.
That's funny.
I was in love with the Arc browser for a hot minute before they actually like closed up shop and stopped doing new iterations on the Arc browser, because of the fact that it had different profiles, and you could like you could control tab through the profiles so that you could have like your work profile with all of its logins, your dev profile, your production profile, your home profile, whatever. And each one had its own specific set of logins and environment variables. And it was brilliant. And now they've like shuttered it, and now it's on life support, and I'm super bummed about it.
Aw, that does sound awesome. I never used it, but it sounds amazing.
It was. Stupid companies.
Stupid company.
Darn capitalism.
Yeah, trying to make money or whatever. Dummies.
Feeding their own families.
Eating their own dog. They could eat dog food.
Yes.
They had the dog food right there. They could have fed their kids. Or
all right,
I actually did Google that. It's drink your own champagne is used in Britain because dog food was yucky. And so now the British term of drinking your own champagne is now starting to make its way over here.
Okay, I will have to keep that in mind.
Is that an actual result or a Google AI thing?
That's true.
It's a Perplexity thing, so I trust it more than Google.
Oh, well, yeah, true.
Fair enough.
All right.
I'll accept it.
If it wasn't true before, we've just made it true.
We said it here. It's true. All right, so demo time, because theory without proof is what? Just talking. All right, so let me see if I can do this live nicely and exit out here. And ta-da. Okay, so I do have, let me give y'all a little tour of the repo. So here's the repo here. Right now it's private. Once I finish setting it up where I'll do video tutorials and other readmes to help people set this up for their environment, then I'm going to release it for the community so people can use it for free. It'll be my gift to us techies. For anyone who, if you're like well experienced, I think you could get use out of it. If you are beginner or intermediate, I think you can get good stuff out of it. But especially like as a beginner, I want to help those who may be feeling how I was feeling 3 years ago when I was just like, yo, I don't know what I'm doing. So, but yeah, so here's the repo where I have like different things like foundations, where this is how I have the GitHub actions set up and able to, have account credentials and all that kind of stuff. And then the different modules and the POCs, because this is where I create my custom, and it's actually a lot more, but I want it to be nice and clean for the presentation. But it's like 70 plus whatever of custom Terraform modules that I've created at this point. I keep them here, and I'm able to grab them and use them and piece them together to do whatever I need to do for various fun or trying to do whatever the client's asking me to do, because all clients want a unicorn that poops glitter. So, and I have to be quick about it. And then for proof of concepts, this is where I like do a lot of my break stuff fast, get it working, where I can just play around and figure out how I can make the thing do what I want it to do. And so let's do like a quick run. So for example, the one I want to run is, let's run, No, I don't have it in here yet. But yeah, let's quickly stand up a static website using CloudFront and a bunch of other stuff. And so what I'm going to do is in GitHub Actions, you go to deploy infrastructure, and I made it a nice little drop down. And against the sandbox branch, because we're going to go play in the sand, not in production, I'm like, hey, let's stand up this POC right here. We're going to deploy it. So I have it selected in the drop down here, and we're going to run that flow. And while it gets cranked up, let's pop over to S3. And over here, the thing that I'm creating right now, we just have like these two files at the moment. We're going to see a third one pop up. And if I click here, we can actually watch it run through its things. And I'm running this one because it's one of the faster ones to complete. So it just did is Terraform, and it is making sure nothing's changed on the back end as far as my what's that OI DC connection stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it's doing that. Now it's going to run through the Terraform plan. And it's like, what? Error? Of course you error. Why?
Because we're live. That's why.
Of course.
Doesn't have the right role.
Maybe. That's so weird. I checked it before I got on here. You know what this is?
Not authorized to perform describe repositories.
No, I think I know what happened. Because see, this ECR business, this was me playing around earlier. Why is it trying to run that? And so this is why I created this. So I could break
it. Doing this in production.
Bingo. Bingo.
Because there's nothing like your stomach dropping into your shoes while you go, wait, why? And also what? And how bad?
That part. Okay. Because see, it shouldn't even be messing with ECR, which is weird. But let me see if I can fix it real fast.
We'll do it live.
Do it live, man. So what I'm going to do, and this is why I love working in a sandbox, I'm going to pop over here. I know what it's trying to do. It's trying to pull where I was working on this next thing, where I'm trying to run a website using ECS and pulling an image from ECR. And even though this isn't a feature branch, GitHub is still trying to like validate it and pull it. So the fun part is if I go to branches, because I'm in my sandbox, I'm just going to delete it.
Nuke.
Okay, are you gone? You're gone. Now let's see if it runs. And if it still breaks, that's hilarious. So for a HashiConf, I have a recorded video once I edit it.
Nice.
Okay, it's gone.
You should.
Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. But I mean, honestly, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, honestly, this is what it looks like day to day, like in real life, as I use this tool. I get to fail here, usually by myself with no one looking. And all the client and my teammates see is how awesome I am because they just see the finished product. Okay, we're on Sandbox. We want this. Let's try it again.
So interestingly, as I've been spending more time like going to conferences and figuring out the ins and outs of how conference life works, there are certain conferences that absolutely require you to, even if you're going to do something live, you have to have a backup video in case, the internet goes down or whatever. reInvent requires videos. HashiConf does not require a video.
I'm doing a video because I expect internet can be slow.
Oh, I always
say what's happening right now.
Yep.
Right. Like, really? Seriously? ECR. Why are you still pulling ECR though? That's so weird. And of course, I tested it before we got on, and now it wants to act up because that only makes sense.
The output for your one of the last things in there was a null value output for your container repository.
Yeah,
maybe the output, maybe it's expecting an output that's not there.
It could be. It's just weird that it's doing that because it really shouldn't be looking at ECR for that is the problem. I'm pretty sure whatever I was playing around with earlier, it goofed it up. Let's see if I can run an old one.
So what is this supposed to do?
What it's supposed to do is inside of AWS, it will run where I've created a static website using, an index and error file inside of a S3 bucket. And then CloudFront is, spitting it out to the actual web so that you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like super, super, super simple.
Oh, there we go. Did that work?
We're going to find out.
Planning.
More stuff. It went to, I see what happened. But literally, this is how it looks and why I created this because, at least I'm not goofing up production somewhere. That's where I destroyed it. This one should be where I actually built the thing.
Gotcha.
I'm going to try it one last time and then we're going to go to video. And I'm also laughing at Daniel. Terraform has a built-in feature where when you're under a time crunch, it fails. Like, no kidding. Every time.
Hey, now.
I'm not saying it's Terraform. It's the gremlins and the internet.
No, I get it. I'm currently working on a game day an AWS Terraform game day for HashiConf, and it's very frustrating because sometimes I'll do a Terraform apply, and it'll break for an unknown reason, and the break is always different. But then if you rerun it again immediately, works perfectly fine.
Yep.
Nope.
Hey, here we go. Okay, so I lied. We were going to do the simple S3 hosted website. The one I just ran, luckily I ran this earlier to test, is where when I did Cloud Field Day back in June, a bunch of companies were talking about things like recovery as code, which I had never heard of or thought about using Terraform in a way to recover stuff. And so I got curious and I wanted to figure out how can I do recovery as code and how can I use that for like the clients that I work with. So I use, my little repo mindset here to build a proof of concept environment really quickly, where basically what I have, and so now you see these two buckets, additional buckets, where there is a primary bucket and there's a replica bucket. And so let's say, for example, I'm going to put a file in here really quickly. Let's see. We'll add this test one here. Now, before I add it, let me pop over here, where if you go to the replica bucket, currently there's nothing in it, it's empty. But testing out in this proof of concept, I set up these buckets to talk to each other, and basically whatever gets put into the replica bucket is going to get pulled into the puts into the primary bucket is going to get put into the replica bucket.
I didn't know that S3 could do that. Makes sense, but I didn't know that was the thing.
Like I knew it could do it, but I had never set it up. And so using, my little sandbox mindset here, I got to test it, and there it is. So we're in replica.
Is that just a native S3 thing?
If you go set up the proper rules for it.
Okay.
Back in the olden days, you had to set up an EC2 server to run the command and copy it over. But they've added that feature because everybody was copying it from one bucket to another bucket.
Cool. And like you see here, this one's actually in Oregon, and then the other one is in Virginia. So I have it going across regions. So cross-region backup, as a matter of fact. And so
very resilient text file.
It's very important.
The thing's not going anywhere.
It says foo and bar.
11 nines of durability means it's going to last for 1 million years.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to play around in the playground and figure out is, okay, what happens if I want to try to figure out a way using Terraform and doing this whole recovery as a code business? What if someone accidentally deletes a file, right? So what I'm going to do is, how do I want to do it? I don't have the script set up, but can I? But anyways, the way I actually have scripts set up, so if I go here, actually that was the right place. So if I go to my POC number 2, where I'm testing out disaster recovery, I have a recovery folder. And in there, I have some scripts. And I also have, let me see what's in here. So I have all this different kind of logic checking against a bunch of different scenarios. Like, what happens if the primary bucket gets deleted, or the replica bucket gets deleted, or a file gets deleted in either bucket? It has a series of things like these if and if and else statements to be like, based on whatever given scenario, recover it. Or it'll give you a message and say, oh, great, no, you did a good job and we can't recover anything because you deleted like the primary bucket and you also goofed up the replica bucket. So their stuff's gone, Can't, plan against everything, right? And then this one
you should add a third echo at the bottom. You probably have bigger problems to worry about.
That part.
Yeah. And then the little thing underneath, is that you, Chris Williams?
That's funny. And so then I also have like these other additional shell scripts, because as I started playing in the sandbox, messing with it, where it's just like, what if this happens? What if that happens? So I ended up creating these where when I actually run this, if I were to run it manually, I'm being lazy and I kind of don't feel like it, but if I run it manually, it's going to do some checks to see what's wrong. Is the primary bucket missing? Is the replica bucket missing? Depending on which bucket's missing, it'll know where to try to go and recover. I'm laughing at Daniel laughing. It will try to figure out if it can go grab the files from somewhere and recover the files. And so that was like really fun to mess around with. And then the other beauty of it, let me see if I can quickly show like a video. Do I have it here? Trying to think where I put it. I think it's going to be here. Nope. Might be here. Let's see, where did I put it? Huh. Oh, wait, I know where. Hold on.
Your Dropbox is very organized. Mine is not.
Dude, because then I can't find nothing.
Yeah, I just search. I'm like, it's just so much stuff in there.
Just know there's a big old reorganized folder where the whole kitchen sink in the house is in it. That one day I'll organize.
One of these days.
One of these days.
I have old lease agreements for houses I don't live in anymore. Like,
wow.
Keeping that. Why am I keeping that?
You never know. Like something comes up and you're just like, hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's me. I'll scrub through this, but this is me fighting with windsurf. Because what I wanted to do, is let's do open. Oh, come on. Open is where what I wanted to do was let's test creating, if I wanted to host a website like inside of like a ECS container, how can I do that? And so what you do is you just create like a new proof of concept, and then you can come in here and start creating your Terraform and, try running the Terraform apply and all that kind of stuff. And, go through all the steps of like getting it to work and stuff like that. And so, yeah, this is how I get through figuring out stuff when clients come to ask me to do stuff. This one I'm going to edit because, I got into like a whole like circle of fighting with windsurf where it just wasn't working.
Mm.
But that's because Gemini was having issues earlier. And so it had like a little warning and a label where it was just messing up. And I'm pretty sure, it had like
Gemini
a
is
little
currently
yellow,
having a psychotic break.
it had like a little yellow triangle. And so what I want to do is finish this up, but I'm pretty sure where I was messing around with this today, this is where that whole ECR business comes into play, like you see right here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what was screwing it up because it is inside of the repo now and it's trying to run all the things. But let me see. I did finally get it to work. So yeah, this is how I go about like playing around this stuff safely. And for HashiConf, I'll actually just have like a video demo. And that way I don't have to worry about doing it on the fly. Okay. So Terraproof for me, it gives me that safe experimentation space. So that way I can break stuff far away from production and I could go sleep at night comfortably and not freak out. It helps me get really, really skilled up and sharpen my skills when it comes to problem solving. That was really awesome as well. And like I said, big bonus is the whole zero production stress. Like I don't even have to worry about it because I'm doing everything in Sandbox. I get to run Terraform destroy and it just like tears everything down. So
you can even dash auto approve and not feel that pang of anxiety.
I do it all the time in Sandbox. Without checking the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it. But so I always like to tell people like their emotions are valid, so is fear. I think a lot of times something I had to learn like through what was it? Cognitive behavioral therapy. Mm-hmm. I did that back in 2022. It's what led me to get into cloud because I knew I did not want to do networking anymore and I didn't know what I wanted to do next. And so I ended up taking CBT because the job at the time I was at offered it for free. And that helped me figure out things. But one of the other things that helped me figure out is emotions. I tend not to put my emotions into a bucket of positive or negative. They're like what my dad calls dummy lights on the car. So like when you get like a check engine light come on or something like that, it's just trying to give you information that, hey, something's going on with the car, whether it's good or bad, And so I treat emotions like that. So fear doesn't have to be a negative thing. It's just an emotion. It's just you mentally reacting to someone. And if you just sit with yourself to figure out what it is, it's valid. And you just, work through it to see what's going on. Yeah, we're not looking for cheap viewers.
Yeah, I really hate that spam that shows up in the chat every now and again.
I know. It happens on Twitch. It's an automatic ban.
Yeah.
It always happens when I forget to log into Twitch as vBrownBag so that I can just delete it. So I just ignore it at this point.
Pretty much is going to happen. So yeah, your fear is valid. Never try to shrink away from it. Just embrace it and you can make it a superpower. And that's how I like to think of my ticket to becoming unstoppable, because people are just like, dude, you get all this stuff done. It also has the backfire of, so what's happened within the last 2 weeks, I came off of a project for 3 years. And, it was kind of like things were going slow a little bit because, we call it being on the bench. And then all of a sudden, within the last 2 weeks, everyone out the woodworks, once they knew I was on the bench, like 7 different projects all at once. And a whole bunch of stuff that I hadn't done before. And they're just like, we're not worried. She'll figure it out.
Yep. Once you get that reputation as a firefighter or somebody that can do the impossible, then they just they keep raising the bar on impossible.
Yeah.
That part.
I have coined that term, or at least I've always thought of it as the curse of competence, right? Like if you are good at it, you just end up getting all the all the hot messes, like
Exactly.
I mean, I have that in my own relationship, right? Like my wife is always so awesome at planning and doing everything that I don't even think about checking in with her. Like, are you okay? Are you going insane because you're planning everything? Like, because it's always so like flawlessly executed all the time while she's like going crazy in her own brain. So,
that's me.
Okay, cool.
That's me.
You should meet my wife.
It's like people get used to like, oh well, they I pull it off or it gets executed well, and then of course I tend to always have a smile on my face, and so I'm always calm outwardly, and so it's just like, oh, she's fine. So I'm like the last person who gets checked on, except for definitely my hubs. He's the one that always checks me. Everyone else is just like, she's fine.
And that, dear viewer, is your cue to make sure that the person that you love in your life is doing okay.
Yes. Because also they might not be very great at telling you that things are going sideways until the oh shit has hit the fan. So, yeah.
vBrownBag. Come for the technical knowledge, stay for the relationship advice.
Yes.
Find me online.
And find Shala online.
Please, where is Shala?
It's like Carmen Sandiego around here.
Yes.
Oh, there she is. Giant QR code. Holy crap. All right. Amazing. Thank you so much, Shala. Sorry. That was my flipping into thanking the person that came on to talk for the wonderful presentation that they gave. But you've been here, so it's weird to say that. So I will stop. That was awesome, though. I mean, what's funny is that every slide that you clicked on, I remember the thing that like you've talked about. Either we've gone through it ourselves. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that, or you've told that story to me, and I'm like, oh, I know what she's talking about.
Yeah. And there's a cute little. So there's 2 themes going on. There's fear, and there's a cute red panda on it.
We're like old soldiers, like gathered around a campfire. Remember that time back in Nam? Spitting out the tobacco. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, folks,
you have a giveaway, Chris?
Oh yeah.
Dadgummit. Let me hit the button. Draw. And
it better not be cheap viewers, spammer.
Oh no, I will if it's me, 9 times out of 10 it's me. Nope. So this week it is Daniel Seifert. Daniel, congratulations! You have won the $50 AWS Compute Credit gift certificate. So you've won before. So ping me on the back channel, and I will get you that code. So congratulations. Pengu Mine, go to sleep. It is very late in Germany right now. It is time for you to time to snoozle.
or maybe Jesus, Chris, you're fired.
What?
Or maybe they work really early.
I'm assuming that they thought that we are so amazing that they stayed up late just for us. And
a totally valid assumption. Yeah.
Now they can rest easy knowing that we've knocked another one out of the park.
We have indeed.
Every week, just home runs all the time.
Yes.
All right, folks. We will see you again here next week. But if you are in San Francisco at HashiConf, Shala and I will also see you live. So if you are a fan of the show and you come to HashiConf, please let us know. We would love to see you. All right, folks.
Early bird.
Have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk. Are you still awake? Oh, nope. Early bird. Oh,
early bird. Yeah. See.
Wow.
See?
They're the early shift.
They get up. They're like vBrownBag, knocking it out of the park. Time to go to work.
And then
they're motivated.
Yeah,
they are.
They are geared up, and now they have an arsenal of techniques to not have the oh shit moment. Yeah. Job well done, Shala.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you. I tried.
All right, folks. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you.